folks, race number 1. Track is now yours. Robbie, Joe, Jeremy, Rich, Cody, Ben, and Theo. Yeah, still got about 2 minutes. Come on, you slow piece of crap. All right, getting my drivers for race 1 checked in. I'm going to need the assistance of Stadium Truck. If you're racing truck tonight, I'll need you to marshal this race on track here. Or if you want to jump in truck, you're welcome to. I just need you to marshal this race right now. All right, we got some marshals out here. Good stuff. Hey, you should. Joe Wilson. All right, well, we got everybody checked in now. I got all my turn marshals out here, so keep the wheels moving. We're going to go live loop in just a moment. All right, when you cross the start-finish line, your time will begin. All right, everybody's on the clock here. We got Rich going 17.5, Ben a 17.0. Got Jeremy a 16.3. Way to be. All right, Theo a 17.6. Joe a 17.0. Way to go. And Cody a 17.7. 40 seconds in, drivers. Jeremy going 16.0 that time by. Joe going 17.0. Ben 17.2. Theo improves to a 17.4. We're 50 seconds in. All right, Jeremy Vida going 15.9, and he's doing just fine. Out front, 19.06 for pace. Got Ben going 18.09. Joe 18.10. Theo 18.14. Rich 17.07. Cody 16.02. We're a minute 15 down. 3:45 remains. Got Ben Halverson going 16.3 that time by. So right now we got Jeremy 3 seconds up on Ben. Ben 1.4 ahead of Theo. Theo 3 seconds ahead of Rich. Rich 1.5 ahead of Cody. And Cody 2.5 ahead of Joe. Minute 40 down, 3:20 left, drivers. Jeremy, Ben, Theo, Rich, Cody, Joe, your current running order here. We got Ben Halverson going 15.9 that time by. I'll put him about 2.5 seconds off the race leader. We are approaching 2 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes to go. All right, Jeremy, that time by 15.7. Careful in the middle, guys. Oh. You okay, Art? 2:45 to go, drivers. We got Jeremy 2.5 out of Ben. Ben, actually, leaderboard changing up a little bit here. Got Jeremy now 11 seconds up on second place. That would be Theo occupying the 2 spot. He's 2 seconds ahead of Ben. Ben 0.3 ahead of Cody. Cody 5.2 ahead of Rich. And Rich 3 seconds ahead of Joe. Got 2:15 to go, drivers. All right. right, folks, we're now 3 minutes in. Got Jeremy 1909, Ben 1815, Theo 1816, Cody 1704, Rich 1716, Joe also 1716. Got a minute 45 to go, drivers. All right, $1.30 to go, drivers. 90 seconds remain. All right, drivers, we got a minute 15 to go. 75 seconds remain. Jeremy's still out front now with a 15-second lead. Got Theo 0.5 ahead of Ben. Ben 0.6 ahead of Cody. Cody 6.9 ahead of Joe. Joe 3.8 ahead of Rich. 4 minutes down. Jeremy 1910. Theo 1815. Cody 17 flat. Ben 1704. Joe 1710. Rich 1714. 45 seconds remaining, drivers. Whoa. Tumble, tumble, tumble. Careful, back straight. Back straight is a little bit of a risky place to pull that move. Maybe don't do that next time. 20 seconds to go. If you're ever in doubt, you can always go to the left side of the track and just wait a moment. That'd be fine too. Just for next time. Got 5 seconds to go, drivers. All right, got 2 more cars still remaining. Yeah, they snuck by for the bonus laps. All right, Jeremy going 19 laps, Cody going 18, Ben going 17, Theo 17, Rich 16, and Joe 1603. I kind of wonder if Jeremy might have had a scoring issue on that last lap. All right, this is race number 2 in warm-up. I'm going to need all my drivers from that last group to come on out and turn marshal, please. This is going to be Heat 2 of buggy. That's Chloe, George, Joe, King, Anthony, and Martin. All right, looking for all my turn marshals. They're making their way out. Looking for, let's see, Martin's there. How about King? Is he? Oh, there he is. Better late than never. All right, folks. Hate it when that happens. I've done that before. It happens. All right, folks. All right, looks like he's ready. Drivers, best of luck. Loop is going live. Don't all go at once. I'm not being sarcastic. Don't all go at once. All right, everybody is on the clock. All right, your fastest opening lap goes to Anthony at a 15.7. Got King 15.8, George 15.9. Anthony improves 15.1 that time by. All right, we got 45 down, 4:15 remaining. Anthony going 14.6 that time by. Your race leader driving the gold car. Second place driving the purple ride. That's George Laxton. All right, we got 105 down, 3:55 to go. George out there, purple buggy with the green wheels. Almost do I want to say it? Almost a Barney-like paint combination. All right, 125 in, 3:35 to go. Right now, Anthony, George King, Joe Martin, Chloe, your full running order. Got Anthony 2014 for pace. Got George in 1901. Careful on the left side, left side, left side. That is clear. Anthony 2014 in the works. George 1901, King 1904. Joe 18 flat, Martin 1802, Chloe 17. We got 2 minutes down now. 3 minutes to go. Careful on the left, careful on the left. That's getting cleared up. All right, 210 down, 250 to go. All right, Anthony out front. He's 2.5 ahead of George. George 5 ahead of King. Got King 2 ahead of Joe. Joe 0.7 ahead of Martin. And Martin about 10 ahead of Chloe. We got 230 down, 2. Oh, man. I'm sorry, guys. We're doing 5-minute qualifiers tonight, I guess. Sorry, we're still trying to rebuild this computer. It had some catastrophic problems a few weeks back. We're still trying to get everything just right on it. Sorry for jipping you out of that minute today in qualifying. If you guys want, we can do 8-minute mains. I will offer that. See what you guys think about that later. Think about it. All right, $1.50 to go, drivers. Right now, Anthony 2013, George 2015, King 1905, Joe 1913, Martin 1802, Chloe 1701. Got 1:35 to go, drivers. All right, 1:20 remains. All right, we got just over a minute to go. George Laxton now taking over the top spot. Purple ride with the green wheels. So if you see that car, just give him a little bit of space. He is on a good run. 1901.3. Got Anthony driving the gold car in the 2 spot right there with him. 1901.9. Got King 1908, Joe 1912, Martin 1806, Chloe 1815. 40 seconds left, drivers. All right, 30 seconds to go. Battle is on between Anthony and George. So Anthony and George half a second apart. They're about 7 ahead of King. King 2.5 ahead of Joe. Got 15 seconds to go, drivers. This qualifier going to come down to Anthony or George most likely. This time by Anthony now 1 second ahead of George. Keep going, drivers. Keep going. All right, that will be a race, drivers. Give me Anthony taking that one 2015. Sneaking by for the bonus lap. Got George going 1901, Joe 1911, King also 1911, Martin 1803, Chloe 1703. All right, folks, we are now moving our way into race number 3. Race number 3. That'll be Jordan, Brian, James, Art, John, and Patrick. All right, I am looking for some turn marshals. That will be my group from the last race. Hey, Patrick, I think we got your active diff in. I don't know if you picked it up already. All right, let's see. I got Joe, got Chloe, got Anthony. I think I got George down over here. All right, got Team Arroyo. Cool. Ah, you took his seat. You dirty seat thief. I'm just kidding, kid. You're a clean seat thief. All right, folks, we're going racing. Loop is going live. All right, everybody's being scored. All right, James going 15-2, Brian 14-9, Jordan 14-6, Art 14-99. John going 15-5, Patrick 15-7. All right, we got 30 seconds down, 4:30 to go. And guys, we're planning on doing a track change after racing tonight. It's going to be a very quick track change, but if you're able to stay and help, you get to help test it out. You can be among the first group to run on the new layout. Yeah, track change after racing tonight should probably take 15 minutes, maybe 20 tops. Oh, man. We got 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go. Right now, it's Jordan Rabara out front, 21-11. Got BG 21-13, Art 20-03, John 20-06, Patrick 20-15, and James was on a 20, but we'll see him bounce back. We got a minute 20 down, 3:40 to go. Fast lap right now looks to be Brian Gross out of 14-4. Got Jordan 14-5, Art 14-88 now. Patrick at 14-8, John 15-0, James 15-1. Got 1:30 down, 3:30 to go. Oh, careful on the left side, left side. Got 3:15 remaining, drivers. Right now, it's Jordan out front. It's going to be the pink, gray, and the white car. John Melio moving into the 2 spot. That's orange, blue, and white. All right, Jordan Rabara going 14-4 that time around. We got 2:15 down and 2:45 remaining. Right now, Jordan, John, Art, Patrick, Brian, James, your current running order. BG going 14-3. Got 2:30 down, 2:30 to go. Jordan out front, 21:08 is the pace. Melio currently 20:04, Cardinale 20:05, Brill 20:10, Gross 20:13, Colicchio, 1908. All right, we got 2:10 to go, drivers. Jordan, John R., Patrick, Brian, James, your current order. You heard the man. 2 minutes left. Oh, Jordan currently 5 seconds up on John. John 0.2 ahead of Art. Art 2.4 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 0.5 ahead of Brian. Brian 6.3 ahead of James. Got minute 40 left. Jordan Rabar that time around the 14.3 of his own. Got a little bit of a buggy train going on here. They are working their way onto the back straight. Got minute 20 to go. Oh, a little get together. Oh. Got just over a minute to go, drivers. All right, now Jordan 9 ahead of John. John 1.2 ahead of Art. Art 0.2 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 4 ahead of Brian. Brian 9 ahead of James. Got 45 seconds left, drivers. Jordan 21:11, John 20:07, Art 20:10, Patrick 20:10, Brian 20:13, and James 19:09. Got 35 seconds left, drivers. 30 seconds to go. All right, mid-pack battle going strong. Got John 2 ahead of Art. Art 0.7 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 1.4 ahead of Brian. Got 10 seconds left, drivers. Keep on going. All right, heading into the final lap. Emilio 1.2 ahead of Cardinale. Cardinale 1.1 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 0.2 ahead of Brian. All right, that'll be a race, guys. It's going to be Jordan going 21:11, John 20:08, Art 20:10, Brian 20:11, Patrick also 20:11, and James 19:08. Okay, we are now heading into our final heat of buggy. Final heat of buggy is going to be Cole, Omar, Lucas, Tony, Kevin, Ryan. After this, we're going truck. All right, got my marshals making their way to spots. All right, folks, we're going racing. Loop is going live. All right, our final heat of buggy for round number 1. Careful in the middle, guys. Careful in the middle. That is clear. All right, we're 35 seconds in. Fastest opening lap goes to Cole at a 14.4. He backs it up to 14.3. Got Lucas going 14.4, Kevin 14.5, Omar 14.7, Tony 15.6, Ryan in the 16s at the moment. All right, Cole dropping another 14.3. Yeah, 55 seconds down, 4:05 to go. Right now it is Wilson out front, 21.01. Got Lucas 21.06, Kevin 21.09, Omar 21.12, Tony at 19 flat, Ryan 18.04. We're about 15 down, 3:45 left. Wilson going 14.0. Way to go. Upside down in the middle. That's likely going to put Lucas up to the top spot. Oh, we got $130 down, 3:30 left. Lucas out front on us, 21.05. Got Kevin 21.10, Omar 20 flat, Cole 20.02, Tony 20.09, Ryan 19.02. $145 down, 3:15 remaining. Go. All right, this time by Lucas 0.7 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1.7 ahead of Omar. Omar 0.2 ahead of Cole. Cole 2.9 ahead of Tony. Tony 2.3 ahead of Ryan. Yeah, 2:15 down, 2:45 to go. Lucas currently 21.08. Kevin 21.10. Cole 21.13. Omar 21.14. Tony 20.07. Ryan 20.14. Got 2:30 down, drivers. 2:30 to go. Oh, Omar going 14.6 that time around. Resetting his PR. Speaking of PRs, let's look at that. Got Cole 14.0, got Lucas 14.2, Kevin 14.5, Omar 14.6, Tony 14.7, Ryan 14.9. 3 minutes down. And a little bit of a long lap for Lucas is going to put Cole Wilson back to the top. Cole, Kevin, Lucas, Omar, Tony, and Ryan, your current running order. 1:40 remains. Cole currently 1.8 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 0.9 ahead of Omar. Omar 2.4 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.9 ahead of Tony. Tony 11 ahead of Ryan. 1:25 remains. Minute 15 to go. Cole, Kevin, Omar, Lucas, Tony, Ryan. All right, folks, got 1:05 remaining. We're just about 4 minutes down. All right, Cole 21.09, Kevin 21.13, Omar 20 flat, Lucas 20.03, Tony 20.04, Ryan 19.04. We got 45 seconds left to race. Up next is going to be our truck class. If you brought a stadium truck tonight, feel free to bust it out. Heck, if you brought a short course truck, go ahead and bust it out, but I don't think anyone did. I'll see if anyone calls my bluff on that one. 30 seconds to go. 20 seconds left. Cole, 21.08. Kevin, 21.12. Omar, 20 flat. Lucas, 20.01. Tony, 20.04. Ryan, 19.01. Closest battle right now, Omar and Lucas, 1 second apart. All right, that'll be a race, guys. That will be a race. All right, Cole Wilson going 21.11, Kevin 21.12, Omar 20 flat, Lucas 20.01, Tony 20.03, and Ryan 19.02. All right, folks, we're moving in the truck. Truck race number 5. That is going to be Art, Patrick, Jordan, George, Brian. If anybody else brought a truck, now it's time to throw it down. T-Ruck up now. All right, so since this is a different category, I can give you guys your full race link here. So yeah, sorry about the 5-minute quals tonight, guys. If you guys want to go 8 minutes for the main, I am totally cool with that. Since truck is a separate class, you'll get your full 6. Uh-oh, trouble. Left side, guys. First double. Oh, yeah, that's right. And the crowd goes wild. All right, folks. That stadium truck, everybody is rolling. Good stuff. Cool. All right. Loop is going live. Yeah. Nice. All right, everybody's being scored. All right, BG 15-2, Jordan 15-3, Patrick 16-5, George 17-2, Art 15-3. All right, folks, 40 seconds in. Art Cardinale out front, 24:08 for pace. Got BG 24:09, Jordan 24:12, Patrick 23:10, and George 22:09. Fast lap, we're looking at Brian Gross at the 14:8. Jordan 15:1, Art 15:3, Patrick 15:4, George 16:2. 1 minute down, drivers, 5 minutes left. All right, trackside. We got Theo Lynn talking to his best friend, Ben Halverson. Oh, I'm glad someone caught that. Got 130 down, 4:30 to go. All right, 135 down, 4:25 remaining. Got BG 24:02, Jordan 24:05, Art 24:11, Patrick 23:08, and George 22:03. BG going 14:4 that time by. Yeah, Jordan fast lap of 14:6, Art 15:2. Got Patrick at 15:4 and George at 15:9. All right, we're just past 2 minutes down. This is our truck category. If you have never driven a stadium truck before, well, you should change that. Stadium truck, a lot of fun. It's like driving a buggy on fluffy pillow cloud tires. It's like a buggy that you can just drive the heck out of. All right, 2:30 down, 3:30 to go. Ryan Gross 25:13 in the works. Got Jordan 24:12. Art 23:03. Patrick 23:07. George 22:08. right, so BG currently 6.3 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 2.8 ahead of Art. Art 2.1 ahead of Patrick. Patrick about 10 up on George. Got 2:50 to go, drivers. Just past halfway here, 3:15 down, 2:45 left. Patrick improves to a 15.3. Got 2:30 to go, drivers. After this, we're going into round number 2. Well, we're making really good time, so I suppose we can take a little break and then go into round number 2. I'll go ahead and say it. Round 2 will get started at 7:15. 7:15 we'll start round 2. Got a minute 50 to go here. This is our truck category. BG on top of the leaderboard at 25.14. Got Jordan 24.14. Art 23.04. Patrick 23.04. And George 21.06. Got Patrick going new PR 15.0. Way to go. Got Jordan going 15.0 that time by as well. Minute 25 remains. Careful on the left. Careful on the left. All right, a minute 15 to go, drivers. All right, we got just over a minute. 5 minutes down. BG 9 seconds ahead of Jordan. Jordan 6.8 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 0.3 ahead of Art. And Art a lap up on George. 45 seconds left, drivers. This is truck on track. "30 seconds remain, drivers." Well, this is battle here. Art, Patrick about 3 seconds apart now. Advantage Cardinale. All right, time is about to expire. Keep on going. Keep going. All right, that'll be a race, everybody. So it's going to be Brian 25.14, Jordan 24.11, Art 23.03, Patrick 23.07, and George at 21.14. All right, folks, got about 8 minutes. 8 minutes till round 2. right, folks, it is time for round number 2. All right, it's going to be Jeremy, Cody, Ben, Theo, Rich, and Joe. All right, Jeremy, Cody, Ben, Theo, Rich, and Joe. Time for race number 1. Time to have some fun. All right, turn marshals, give me my truck group. I'm looking for stadium truck to help out on this one. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, all of our drivers on the stand. All right, I got George, I got Jordan, got Art. We got Patrick over here. I get one more turn marshal, perhaps. One more turn marshal. All right. Everybody's checked in. Let's get everybody to drive over to the right side of the track. Starting order for this round will be Jeremy 1, Cody 2, Ben 3, Theo 4, Rich 5, Joe 6. Aw, like a FedEx package. All right, folks. We're going with Jeremy on the tone. Cody, Ben, Theo, Rich, and Joe. All right, we got Jeremy starting us off with a 16-1. Got Cody 19-2, Ben 18-8, Theo 17-3. All right, folks, 30 seconds down for 30 left. Careful, left side, guys. Left side, left side. Oh, stumble. Go. All right, be mindful of the teal and white. That is your race leader. He's on a pretty good pace right now. So if you guys see that teal and white car come up, just give him a little bit of space. Perfect. Oh. You okay, Art? All right. Take it easy on Art. We got a minute 5 down, 3:55 to go. Got Jeremy out front 19:08. Cody going 18:11. Rich 17:10. Theo 15:08. Ben 15:10. Joe 15:12. So 4, 5, and 6 got their own battle going down right now. Those 3 cars within about a second. All right, 130 down, 330 left. Teal and white car is your race leader. Making his way down the back straight. Currently 19:08 for pace. Jeremy 4 ahead of Cody. Cody 10 ahead of Rich. Rich 0.4 ahead of Ben. Ben 2.4 ahead of Joe. Joe 1.7 ahead of Theo. All right, 205 down, 255 to go. Jeremy on the 1916, Cody 1804, Ben 1708, Rich 1717, Joe 1604, and Theo 1609. At 230 down, drivers, 230 to go. All right, halfway home, drivers. Got Jeremy 2 seconds ahead of Cody. Cody 9 ahead of Ben. Ben 6.4 ahead of Joe. Joe 2.3 ahead of Rich. Rich 2 seconds ahead of Theo. Got 2:15 remaining. Oh, careful on the left. Careful on the left. That is clear. Oh, careful back straight. Go outside. Go outside. That is clear. All right, go ahead. You're good. All right, 3:15 down, a minute 45 to go. All right, a minute 35 remains. Jeremy currently on the 19:15. Cody an 18:01. Ben 17:17. Theo 16:05. Joe also 16:05. And Rich a 16:18. A minute 20 remaining, drivers. So Jeremy 6 ahead of Cody. Cody a lap up on Ben. Ben 5 ahead of Theo. Theo 6.8 ahead of Joe. Joe 2.5 ahead of Rich. Oh, we need a little help over here. Man, I'll give you an extra lap if you can do that again. Like, no lie. Got 55 seconds remaining, drivers. Well, Cody's still holding on to the 2 spot. 45 remains. "35 seconds left, drivers. Jeremy lap up on Cody. Cody 10 ahead of Ben. Ben 1.7 ahead of Theo. Theo 12 ahead of Joe. Joe 13 ahead of Rich. 20 seconds remaining. All right, keep on going, drivers. Keep going. One more car, one more car. All right, that will be a race, drivers. We got Jeremy going 19:14, Cody 18:13, Ben 17:07, Theo 17:08, Joe 16:04, and Rich 16:22. All right, we are now moving into race number 2. That is going to be Anthony, George, Joe, King, Martin, and Chloe. I may need all my drivers from the previous race to come on out, please. All right, I may need my drivers from that previous group. I got one upside down at the rollers. Be aware, be careful at the rollers. All right, if I get my drivers from the previous group, that will be Jeremy, Cody, Ben, Theo, Joe, and Rich. I'm going to need all you guys to help out, please. Oh, yeah. Theo in the middle. Thank you, sir. All right, introducing our newest sitcom, Theo in the Middle. All right, folks. So, got racing tonight, obviously. Got racing this Friday, and we're doing an on-road race this Saturday. A rare Saturday on-road race. So, we'll probably start track set about 7:30. Start racing probably about 11. It's the usual game plan for on-road racing. If you want to check it out, well, go ahead and do a lap. Yeah. Well, your mesh sounds a tad tight. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, folks, we are going racing. It's gonna be Anthony 1, George 2, Joe 3, King 4, Martin 5, and Chloe 6. We're going with Anthony on the toe. George, Joe, King, Martin, and Chloe. Careful on the right, careful on the right. All right, that's clear. And our fastest opening lap goes to Anthony, 14.5, looking alive. Got Joe 15.9, George 16.1, Martin 16.4, Chloe 16.4, and King 19.4. Now 40 seconds in. All right, 45 seconds down. Anthony out front. 20.01 is the pace. Wow, lucky landing there for Anthony. On some occasions, it's better to be lucky than good. Well, Anthony's working on both. Anthony recently graduating to intermediate buggy. 115 down, 345 left. Anthony, Joe, George, Martin, King, Chloe, your full running order. All right, about 30 down, 3:30 remains. All right, Anthony currently 5.6 ahead of George. George 0.9 ahead of Martin. Martin 0.8 ahead of Joe. Joe 2 seconds ahead of King, and King 6 ahead of Chloe. 150 down, 3:10 to go. All right, Anthony going 20 flat for pace. Got George in 19.02, Martin 19.09, King 19.13, Martin 19.13, and Chloe on an 18. 250 to go, drivers. All right, 225 in, 235 to go. All right, Gross setting a new fast lap, 15.5. Martin going 15.8. 15.7 now for Martin. Working on those gates. 240 down, 220 to go. George going 15.3 that time by Joe 15.99. All right, 3 minutes down, drivers. 2 minutes to go. we got Anthony, George, Joe, Martin, King, Chloe, your full running order. Anthony working on a 20.04 for pace. Got George 19.05, Joe 19.07, King 19.13, Martin 18.01, and Chloe 18.14. A minute 35 to go, drivers. Minute 30 left. Oh, Anthony currently 12 seconds up on George. George 0.3 ahead of Joe. Joe 4 ahead of King. King 3 ahead of Martin. Martin 10 ahead of Chloe. We got a minute 10 to go, drivers. All right, just over a minute to go. King going 15-3, 4 minutes down. All right, 45 seconds remain. Getting close to the end here. Our closest battle right now, Joe versus George. They're 1 second apart. Careful in the middle, careful in the middle. 30 seconds left. 20 seconds remaining. Keep on going, drivers. And let's see. Right now, Anthony, Joe, King, George, Martin, Chloe. Closest battle now, George and Martin. Just 3/10 apart. Careful, last jump, be careful. That is getting cleared up. All right, that'll be a race, drivers. It is going to be Anthony going 20.04. Got Joe at 19.06, King 18 flat, Martin 18 flat, George 18.03, and Chloe 17.03. All right, I don't like embarrassing racers before their race, but after the race, fair game. You got a race to celebrate your birthday here today. And Brian, like you all to sing her a happy birthday. So, that being said, everybody, let's wish Chloe a happy birthday. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, we need Marshall.
Yeah, what Art said. All right. Got the proud dad making his way to the driver's stand. All right. So our starting lineup. King, could you straighten up that piping in front of you, please? The piping in front of you? Awesome. Thank you. All right. It's going to be Jordan 1, John 2, Art 3, Brian 4, Patrick 5, and James 6. So if Brian TQs, can we sing happy TQ to you? Yes. Yes. If Brian wins this race, we're going to have to sing happy victory. All right. It's going to be Jordan, John, Art, Brian, Patrick, James with Jordan on the tone. John, Art, Brian, Patrick, and James. right, so our fastest opening lap goes to Jordan Rivera at a 14.4. Got BG at 14.6. James at 15.0, Art 15.5. Patrick 15.6, John 15.7. All right, we're 40 seconds in, drivers. All right, got Jordan going 14.4 once again. So it's going to be Jordan out front on a 21.05. Got BG at 21.08. James 20.06. Patrick 20.07. John 20.08. Art 20.12. All right, we got minute 5 down. 3:55 to go. We're running a little bit short in qualifying tonight for Wednesday. I didn't catch that until after heat 1, so kind of have to go with it. But we might be running some longer mains tonight to make up for that. Minute 20 in, 3:40 to go. Jordan right now, 0.2 ahead of Brian. Brian 3 ahead of John. John 0.7 ahead of James. James 0.4 ahead of Art. Art 0.1 ahead of Patrick. Still very close here. Got 1:45 down, 3:15 to go. All right, Jordan Rivera, half a second ahead of BG. BG 4.6 ahead of Art. Art 0.2 ahead of James. James 0.2 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 2.5 ahead of John. All right, 2:25 in, 2:35 to go. Man, I got someone in the live chat asking how you can gamble on this. We got to figure that one out. I want some action too. Got 2:25 to go, drivers. BG 14.3 that time by. So BG 21.07 now. The pace 21.07.3. Jordan 21.07.5. Patrick 20.07. Art 20.08. James 20.08. John 20.12. Got 2 minutes left, drivers. 3 down, 2 to go. BG and Jordan 0.2 apart. Those guys are about 8 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 0.6 ahead of Art. Art 0.4 ahead of James. And James 1.7 ahead of John. Yeah, I am for the idea of gambling on RC cars, but I don't want to get arrested for an illegal gambling ring. We'll have to figure out the loophole on that one. Can you imagine that, being in prison? What are you in for? We were betting on RC car racing. Yeah, I got 10 years. All right, folks, coming up on 4 minutes down. I said 4 minutes down. There we go. BG 21.07.2, Jordan 21.07.5, Art 20.07, Patrick 20.08, James 20.08, and John 20.11. Now 45 seconds to go, drivers. Ah, man, BG having a bad lap. That is going to put Jordan back to the front, 21.07. 30 seconds to go, drivers. Still time. Right now, Jordan 4 ahead of Brian. Brian 7.6 ahead of Art. Art 1.5 ahead of Patrick. 15 seconds to go, drivers. Five seconds left. Keep on going. Keep on going. Do not stop early. Wow, Jordan going 14-1 there. Putting in the laps when it counts. that'll be your race drivers. Got Jordan going 21:08. That is a new TQ time. Got Brian 21:13. That'll put him 4th overall. Art going 20:08. Patrick 20:10. John 20:13. And James 20:15. All right, working our way into race number 4. Race number 4 going to be Cole, Kevin, Omar, Lucas, Tony, and Ryan. I need all my drivers from that last group to come on out. All right, so we got Tony Wilson running his own paint job this round. Yeah, I thought I was seeing double for a second. I'm like, oh, yeah, there are 2 of them. All right, let's get everybody lined up. Get this party started. All right, it's going to be Cole 1, Kevin 2, Omar 3, Lucas 4, Tony 5, Ryan 6. Cole on the tone. Kevin, Omar, Lucas, Tony, and Ryan. Ooh, slow roll there. Cole going 14-2 on the opening lap. Got Kevin a 14-6. Lucas a 15-4. Tony a 14-9. And Ryan a 15-0. Trouble for Omar. All right, Cole Wilson opening up a 14-2 and a 14-4. That'll put his pace at 21 flat. So TQ being reset by Jordan Rivera at a 21:08. See what happens in this one. See what these guys have to say about that. We are now 1 minute down. It's Lucas out front, followed by Kevin, Cole, Tony, Ryan, Omar. Yeah, Lucas 21:10, Kevin 21:12, Cole 21:14, Tony 20:02, Ryan 20:06, Omar. His fast stop is 16:2. Omar just having some rough luck over the course of the first minute of this one. I am confident he'll turn it around, however. I'm not sure if he is, but I believe in you, Omar. I believe you can fly. All right, man, 35 down, 3:25 to go. All right, Cole Wilson going 14-2 that time around. Got Kevin Allen a 14-4 that time by. Ryan going 15-0. All right, folks, we are now 2 minutes down. 3 minutes remaining. I think Cole might have missed a lap on that one, so we'll get him taken care of. Remember, guys, as of January 1st, laps are now $25 a piece. Yeah, they're previously 20, but we had to raise the rates on laps. If you want to buy a lap, $25. Cash only. 2:30 down, 2:30 to go. Right now, it's Lucas out front. 21:09.2. Kevin, 21:09.8. Cole, 21:10.3. Tony, 21:13. Ryan, 20:06. Omar, 18. Got 2:15 remaining, drivers. All right, drivers, we got 3 minutes down. A little careful, last double. Oh, careful, last double, last double. And great turn marshaling there from Cardinale, doing exactly what you're supposed to. If a car crashes on the jump face, make sure to put him on the other side of it. You don't want him, yeah. Do what Art did. Be like Art. Go Art. Minute 30 to go. So we got Lucas currently 21.08 flat for pace. That would put him as your top qualifier. Kevin 21.10, Tony 21.12, Cole 20.01, Ryan 20.11, Omar 18.06. You heard the man, a minute to go. Seconds left, drivers. And right now, the most notable change on the leaderboard, there's 2 notable changes, actually. Now, Lucas currently on a 21.07, which would put him as your top qualifier. He'll be coming up on some traffic here shortly. Pink and lilac purple. And the second notable item, well, remains to be seen, but Tony Wilson might out-qualify Cole. Yeah, maybe Cole should use one of Tony's bodies for the name. Wow, Tony going 14.3 that last lap. Wow. Tony Wilson gonna take that spot. In fact, 3rd on the grid for Tony. But your new TQ going to Lucas at a 21.08.3. Besting Jordan by just 0.6. Yeah, Tony 21.11.3. Kevin going 21.11.8. Cole 21.19. Ryan 19.01. Omar 19.14. All right, we're moving into truck. T-Rock truck. Brian, Jordan, Art, Patrick, and George. I may need my drivers from the last group to marshal. All right, got our drivers from the last race headed out here. I'm gonna need a little help on the left side. I'm gonna need a little help on the west coast. Got all my truck drivers checked in. I got Anthony, got Kevin, Lamar. I got someone over here. Got Cole over here. Can I get you like right now? Thank you. So Cole's on the West Coast. I'll get you on the East Coast over here. All right, folks. Starting order gonna be Brian 1, Jordan 2, Art 3, Patrick 4, and George 5. All right, we're racing with Brian on the tone. Jordan, Art, Patrick, and George. All right, BG starts us off at 15-1, Jordan 15-3, Art 15-7, Patrick 15-9, and George at 16. Got 30 seconds down. BG at 14-6, Jordan at 15-0. Art 15-2. Patrick is 16-2. George is standby, 16-5. All right, 45 seconds down. BG's pace now, 25-12. Jordan on a 24-02. Art going 24-12, Patrick 23-07, George 22-05. Yeah, 1 minute down, drivers. 5 minutes remaining. All right, got buck 25 down, 4:35 to go. BG currently 0.6 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 4.3 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 0.3 ahead of Art. Art 2.4 ahead of George. Got minute 35 down, 4:25 to go. BG 25-11 for pace. Got Jordan 24 flat. Art 23-04. Patrick 23-04. George 22-03. All right, 2 minutes down, 4 minutes remain. BG 0.6 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 5.7 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 0.2 ahead of Art. Art 5 seconds ahead of George. A couple of PRs being set there. Got Art going 15-1. Patrick at 15-3. Got 2:20 down, 3:40 remaining. All right, 2:30 in, 3:30 to go. Brian 0.1 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 6 seconds up on Art. Art 4 seconds ahead of Patrick. Patrick 3 ahead of George. Got 2:45 down, 3:15 remaining. Almost halfway home. This is our truck group on track. In case it wasn't evident, they do look a little different than the buggies. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. Jordan going 14-6, Patrick going 14-9. Yeah, just under 3 minutes remaining, drivers. $3:20 down, 2:40 to go. $3:30 down, 2:30 to go. Brian 1.3 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 9 ahead of Art. Art 2.2 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 7 ahead of George. 2:15 to go. Brian's pace now 25-14. Jordan 24-02. Art 23-02. Patrick 23-05. And George at 22-03. All right, folks. We are now 4 minutes in. BG, Jordan, Art, Patrick, George, your full running order. Minute 45 remaining. Brian, Jordan, Art, Patrick, George, your full order. BG currently 2 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 11 ahead of Art. Art 10 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 5.8 ahead of George. Minute 20 to go here in truck. So this is our final race of qualifying here. We'll get our main events started sometime shortly after 8, sometime around 8:05. We'll take about a 7-minute break. Because 7's a lucky number, right? 45 seconds remain. BG 25:14, Jordan 24:02, Art 23:01, Patrick 22 flat, and George 22:07. 30 seconds remain. $25 to go. $15 seconds. Truck train going in the middle. Two more trucks. And Burix. BG goes 25:13. Got Jordan 24:03, Art 23:01, Patrick 22 flat, George 22:08. All right, folks, get the main event sorted out. We'll get going sometime around 8:05. Woo! Okay. Not legal. It is time for race one. It's going to be Cody, Ben, Theo, Chloe, Rich, and Joe. We will be racing for 8 minutes. All right, turn marshals will be my truck drivers. 8 minutes. And your winner gets to go on to the next race. So if you think you might bump up, you might want to have an extra battery. Although, as we proved with that last man standing race, you can run race pace laps for about 15 minutes. Right, I am going to need my truck drivers to come out here and marshal. Stadium truck. I'm going to need your help. All right, folks, doing a little track change after racing tonight. You guys want to stick around and help out? You can be amongst the first group to run on the new track. Should be a pretty quick change. I'm thinking it's gonna be like a 20-minute track change. Yeah, if we have enough people staying out, it'll be like 15 minutes. Maybe. We just gotta flip some stuff around, retape it, and we're good. Yeah, we're waiting on truck to marshal this one. Also looking for a few more cars. All right, so BG saying he's got to do a little track maintenance here, so go ahead. Hold on, Brian. Let that car go real quick, and okay. All right, so truck, you are marshaling this race. That's Brian, Jordan, Art, Patrick, and George. Need all my truck guys out here. If I get all my truck drivers, I'm going to need your help. Or substitutes on behalf, that's okay. Somebody wants to help a brother out, come on out and marshal, that'd be awesome. I was trying to get someone to help you, Art. It didn't work. Okay, so our starting order is going to be Cody 1, Ben 2, Theo 3, Chloe 4, Rich 5, and Joe 6. All right, folks, grid is good. Drivers ready. We're going racing. Less than 5. Here we go. All right, we got Cody Kirk out front. Dealing up to the 2, Chloe in the 3. Just 15 seconds in, long race ahead. We're doing 8-minute mains tonight. All right, 30 seconds down. Bit of an endurance race here, if you will. Careful, back straight. All right, we're 45 seconds in. Top three starting to break away from the rest of the pack. That's going to be Cody, Theo, and Chloe. All right, we're 50 seconds in. And Theo conceding the 2 spot. Got 1 minute down, 7 minutes remaining, and it's going to be Gross to the top spot. So we got Gross going 16-1 that time by, I believe that is fastest lap of this race. Minute 20 down, 6:40 to go. PG, you got another battery ready? Yeah, we'll figure it out. You can steal the one out of my car if you need one. All right, $140 down, 6:20 to go. Right now, Gross out front by, wow, 6 seconds. Got Joe 1.2 ahead of Ben, Ben 1.3 ahead of Cody. Cody, oh, Theo now up to the 4 spot. Gap between Theo and Cody now 4 seconds. Got 2 minutes down, 6 minutes remaining. Race leader Chloe Gross making her way through the middle section of the course. We got Ben Halverson in the 2 spot right now. Actually, Joe Wilson up to the 2 blue and yellow machines. Careful on the left. A little trouble for Joe. Oh, Ben off trajectory there. All right, so that blue and yellow car is actually a race leader. All right, 2:30 down, 5:30 to go. Chloe, Theo, Cody, Ben, Joe, and Richard, full running order. All right, we are almost 3 minutes down. Right now, Chloe 8 seconds ahead of Theo. Theo 2.6 ahead of Cody. Cody 0.8 ahead of Ben. Ben and Cody about 7 seconds up on Joe, and Joe 0.2 ahead of Rick. A little help in the chicane, thank you guys. Yeah, 3:15 down, 4:45 rebate. Gross now 9.7 ahead of Lynn. Lynn just 0.5 ahead of Halverson. And Halverson trying to make the move, but not able to do so. 3:30 down, 4:30 left. A battle is on for the 2 spot. That is going to be Theo and Ben. Yellow car versus white car. Highlighter yellow versus mayonnaise. All right, we are now 4 minutes down. 4 minutes to go. Right now it's Gross out front, followed by Lynn, Halverson, Kirk, Wilson, and Bryce. All right, now Chloe is 8.4 seconds ahead of Theo Lynn. Theo 2.3 ahead of Ben. Ben 5.8 ahead of Cody. Cody 1 second ahead of Joe, and Joe 5 up on Rich. Got Gross doing a new fast lap, 15.7. 4:30 down, 3:30 to go. Race leader backing up that 15.7 with a 15.9. Got Ben Halverson going 16-0 that time by. He is embroiled in a battle with Theo Lynn. And Ben now up to the 2. All right, we are now 5 minutes down, 3 minutes remaining. All right, 2:50 remains, drivers. Got Gross 13 seconds up on Halverson. Halverson 1.5 ahead of Lynn. Lynn 7 seconds ahead of Kirk. Kirk 4 seconds ahead of Wilson. Wilson 9 seconds ahead of Bryce. Got 2:35 remaining, drivers. All right, 2:25 remaining. right, we got 2:10 to go. Race leader getting a little bit of a do-over there, trying to pass Theo. Got 2 minutes to go. Ben Halverson going 15.6 that time by. Nice lap for your second place car. All right, a minute 45 rebate. Got Gross 10.6 ahead of Halverson. Halverson 8.4 ahead of Lynn. Lynn 2.1 ahead of Kurt. Kurt 2.9 ahead of Wilson. And a minute 30 left, drivers. 90 seconds to go. Chloe Gross going 15.4 that time by, taking back the fast lap. Oh, Ben Halverson responds 15.5. Good lap. Got just over a minute to go, drivers. Closest battle here going to be Cody Kurtz versus Joe Wilson. That's orange and white versus yellow and blue. A little trouble for Cody there. Stay in it. Got 45 seconds left. Oh, we got one out of the park. All right, Chloe Gross hitting a home run. 30 seconds left, drivers. Keep on going. That will diminish the lead a bit, so Chloe can't afford any more mistakes. 20 seconds left. All right, 10 seconds remain, drivers. Our race leader coming up on Theo next. All right, time about to expire. Race to the line. So Chloe going on to the C main event. All right, that will be a race. Chloe Gross moving on to the C main event. And our podium for this one will be Ben, Theo, and Joe. All right, folks, up next, our C group. Hey, PG, if you need to borrow a battery at any point in the night, white buggy on my toolbox in the office. There should be a battery there. It's not charged, but if you need a battery. Come on, guys. 1, 2, 1, 2. Podium, podium. All right, looking for a check on George Watson. There he is. All right, and I'm going to need all my drivers from that last one who did not advance. That'd be Ben, Theo, Joe, Cody, and Rich. I'm going to need your help, guys. All right, let's see, 1 on each side, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 2 in the middle, and 1 up front. Me, 1 on the left side, guys. If I get one of the marshals on the right side to migrate to the left, please. All right, so I'm getting you 1 in front of the driver's stand, 1 on the left, 2 in the middle, and 1 on the right. That's the alignment we're going with for marshaling on this one. All right, starting the lineup is going to be Ryan on the 1, George on the 2, Joe 3, King 4, Jeremy 5, Martin 6, and on the 7. All right, got a grid almost set. There we almost go. There we go. All right, drivers, best of luck. We're going racing. Less than 5. Here we go. The winner of this one advances to our B-main event. All right, 15 seconds down. Ryan Randall out front. He's half a second ahead of Joe. Joe 1.3 ahead of King. Now ahead of George. Got 30 seconds down. 7:30 to go. Long race ahead. Super long race ahead. 40 seconds in. We got Joe Colicchio out front. Got that blue ride, orange stripe. Just ahead of Ryan Randall by 1/10 of a second. Ryan getting it back here in turn 1. All right, drivers, we're about 1 minute down. All right, we got Ryan half a second ahead of Joe. Joe 2 ahead of George. George 1 ahead of King. King 3 ahead of Martin. Martin 0.6 ahead of Jeremy. And Jeremy 1.8 ahead of Chloe. Minute 20 down, 6:40 left. Fast lap got Ryan Randall now going 15-1. And everybody in this group 15-9 or faster. Good stuff, drivers. Good stuff. Buck 35 in, 6:25 left. Ryan Randall going 15-0. Way to go. So Ryan currently 5 seconds up on the pack. Got King holding down the 2 spot. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of Joe. Joe 1 second ahead of Martin. Martin a half a second ahead of George. George 2 seconds ahead of Chloe. Chloe 5 seconds ahead of Jeremy. Got 2 minutes down. 6 minutes to go. All right, race leader is driving the white tint with the blue trim. If you see that car, give him some room. Good smart. 2:15 down, 5:45 left. Ryan Randall last time by at 14.8. Doing great. 2:25 in, 5:35 left. Ryan, King, Joe, Martin, Chloe, George, and Jeremy in full running order. Careful getting on the back straight. All right, that's getting cleared up. Careful in the middle. All right, 2:45 down, 5:15 to go. All right, we are now 3 minutes in. 5 minutes left. So Ryan now 6 seconds up on the field. King is 5 seconds ahead of Joe. Joe 7 ahead of George. George 0.4 ahead of Chloe. Chloe 2 seconds ahead of Jeremy. And Jeremy 1 second ahead of Martin. All right, we got 3:20 down, 4:40 to go. Race leader is going to be white, pink with the blue trim. Second place is going to be silver and green. Got 3:30 down, 4:30 to go, drivers. All right, 4:15 remains. Ryan R. Randall out front, down the back straight he goes. If the pace indicator is correct, he is on pace to do 32 laps in this main event. A lot of laps, Ryan. 32 lap pace, that's pretty good. All right, 3:45 remaining. All right, now, wow, 13 seconds up on the pack. Cat King 6.8 seconds ahead of Joe. Joe 7 seconds ahead of Jeremy. Jeremy 1.2 ahead of Martin. Martin 3 ahead of George. George 4 ahead of Chloe. Got 3:25 left. For our C main event on track, up next will be our B group. Right now, Ryan Randall making a strong case that he belongs to Skaggs. Ryan almost a lap up on the field. And there it is. So Ryan +1. You got 3 minutes left, drivers. Ryan, King, Joe, Jeremy, Martin, George, and Chloe. Got 2:40 remaining, drivers. Ryan is now 18 seconds ahead of the pack. King 8.7 ahead of Joe. Joe 6 seconds ahead of Jeremy. Jeremy 2 ahead of Martin. Martin half a second up on George. You got 2:20 to go, drivers. All right, just over 2 minutes remaining, drivers. We are now set 6 minutes in. Ryan out front, still a commanding lead. So Ryan way up front, got King 10 ahead of Joe. Joe 7 ahead of George. George 4 ahead of Martin. Martin 2 ahead of Jeremy. Jeremy 13 ahead of Chloe. Got a minute 30 left, drivers. 90 seconds to go. Minute 20 to go. Careful on the left side. Left side. Minute 15 remains. That's 75 seconds left. All right, drivers, we're just over a minute to go. We are now 7 minutes in. Seconds remain, drivers. Got one down, last double, careful, last double, last double. Good invasive driving there for King. Oh, in the middle. 30 seconds to go, drivers. All right, folks, we're getting down to the end. Race to the line, drivers. All right, that'll be a race, everybody. It's going to be Ryan Randall making his way to the B main event. Podium in this group will be King, Joe, and George. The rest of the order will be Martin, Jeremy, and Chloe. All right, moving our way to the B main event. All right, Omar, Anthony R., John, Patrick, James, and Ryan. All right, I'm going to need turn marshals. Bring all my drivers from that last race to the track. Let's do podium after. It's too late. I need these guys out here to marshal. Yeah, I may need a little help on the left side. Need to do one more in the middle. How are we looking on the right side? So turn marshals are going to be King, Joe, George, Martin, Jeremy, Chloe. Yeah, most of them. I think all of them now. All right, starting line for this one's going to be Omar 1, Anthony 2, R3, John 4, Patrick 5, James 6, and Ryan 7. Ryan Randall, you going to make it? There you are. Cool. All right, grid is good. Drivers, best of luck. Yeah, we'll get that fixed. All right. Best of luck, drivers. Less than 5. Help in the middle, help in the middle. All right, we're 20 seconds in. Got Omar, John, and Art out front, followed by James, Ryan, Patrick, and Anthony. Pack is still close here. Down the back straight they go. Omar 1 second up on John. John, half a second ahead of Art. Trouble there for John. Oh. All right, 45 seconds in. 7:15 to go. We got Omar Manansala out front. All right, Cardinale up to the 2. Anthony back to the 3. Followed by Patrick, James, Ryan, and John. Careful up front. Oh. Whoa. Oh, worked out. Got 105 down, 6:55 to go. Careful, turn one. Oh. Well, that keeps the battle close. Got minute 20 in, 6:40 to go. So it's going to be Omar, Art, Patrick up to the 3 now, followed by Anthony, John, James, and Ryan. We got ourselves a hornet's nest, folks. It's like a buggy train, except angrier. Oh, in trouble for Omar. And that is going to put Art Cardinale out front. 145 down, 6:15 to go. Art 1 second ahead of Omar. Omar 7 up on Patrick. Patrick 1.4 ahead of John. John 1.2 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 0.2 ahead of James. Yeah, Anthony with some tough luck there. Stay in it though, stay in it. It's a long race ahead. You can always come back. We got 2:15 down, 5:45 remaining. Wow, 15-2 for Anthony there. 14-8 for Omar. 15-0 for Ryan. Ooh. Stay in it, Anthony. Stay in it. You got this. We got 5:30 to go, drivers. Ooh. 5:15 to go. Just take a deep breath, Anthony. Take a deep breath. And just focus on doing nice, clean laps. Nice, clean laps. Still got a long race ahead. We got 5 minutes to go. Yeah, focus on doing the most perfect lap you can. All right, Omar going 14-7. Omar now 2 seconds ahead of Art. Art 6 seconds ahead of Patrick. Patrick 1.2 ahead of John. Got John 0.4 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.9 ahead of James. 4:25 down, 4:35. Sorry, 3:25 down, 4:35 to go. Anthony going 14-6 that time by. I think that's fastest lap of this whole race. Got 3:40 down. Ryan going 14-9. Patrick going 14-8. Omar going 14-6. Got 4:05 remaining, drivers. Oh, we got Ryan out of the park. That wasn't Ryan, that was actually James. I saw a flash of pink. Okay, we got 4 minutes to go, drivers. $3:45 remaining. Omar 4 ahead of Art. Art 5 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 0.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.3 ahead of John. John 8 ahead of James. James 9 ahead of Anthony. Got 3:30 to go, drivers. Well, time's starting to wind down, but we still have a good amount of time to go. 3.5 minutes remain. That's 7.5 minutes for those of you counting at home. 3:15 remains, drivers. Omar now 5 ahead of Art. Art 5.4 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 0.8 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.3 ahead of John. John 8 ahead of James. And James 7 ahead of Anthony. 3 minutes remaining. Oh, we got Patrick, Ryan, and John as your closest battle on track. 2:45 to go. And now Patrick just 1/10 of a second ahead of Ryan. Oh, Ryan, a little bobble there. He's still in it though. 2:30 remaining. So race leader is going to be that silver, orange, and blue. If you see that car coming up, give him a little save. Good teamwork, guys. Good teamwork. That was a difficult spot to make a pass, so good job on both drivers there for keeping it clean. 2:10 remaining. All right, 2 to go. Omar now 3.7 ahead of Art. Art 7.4 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 0.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 4.8 ahead of John. John 2.9 ahead of James. We got minute 45 remaining now. Minute 30 to go, drivers. 90 seconds remain. Omar going 14.5 that combine. Looking alive. If you guys watch Omar on the driver's stand, he's moving and grooving. Hey, that's how you go fast, bro. You guys know if you pull back on the transmitter, your car jumps farther. And if you lean with the car, it corners better. You got 1 minute to go. Oh man, my favorite on the driver's stand, I think, it was Tobias Diggs. Oh man, he was dancing up there. We called him the fisherman. 40 seconds to go, drivers. Omar 6 seconds up on Art. Art 7 seconds up on Patrick. Patrick just 1 second ahead of Ryan. Those guys are still close. And new closest battle now again be James versus John. Just half a second separating those two drivers. 10 seconds remain. Ooh, John looking for the move. James keeping the door shut. That's the battle for the 5 spot. Time has expired. Keep going, keep going. So Omar earning a ticket to the A main event tonight. Somebody get Omar a battery. And that'll be your race, guys. It's going to be Omar taking the W. Podium for this one going to be Art, Patrick, Ryan. The rest of the order will be John, James, Anthony. All right, folks. We are now making our way to the A-main event. All right, our A-main is going to be Lucas, Jordan, Tony, Kevin, Cole, Brian, and Omar. Anthony, the second half of your race was really good. Good job. I thought you did good tonight. All right, podium for the last one going to be Art Patrick Ryan. All right, podium before that, our C group podium will be King, Joe, and George. All right. I am going to need a little bit of marshalling assistance on the left side of the track, the West Coast. Yeah, you guys had a good battle at the end there. Patrick, a fan of the battle. All right, folks. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Omar. Okay. Just making sure. I don't want to wait for someone who's not arriving. Waiting for something that's not going to arrive, that's like the story of my 20s. All right, Lucas on the 1, Jordan 2, Tony 3, Kevin 4, Cole 5, Brian 6, Omar 7. All right, folks. This could be our last, well, I'm pretty sure this is going to be our last buggy aim in on this track layout. We're going to do a track change after racing. Should only take 15, 20 minutes if we get enough people helping out. So, enjoy your time on this track. I'm going to set the clock to 8 minutes here. For some reason, the computer's like, oh, yeah, you ran all the other main spots, 8. So, yeah, it's set now. For some reason, the computer thought maybe you wanted to run 5 for the AI. I digress. Drivers, best of luck. We're going racing. Less than 5. I'm trying to keep people on their toes here. Been doing long tones all night, and that was a short tone. All right, 15 seconds in. Wow, Lucas half a second up on Jordan. Jordan, 8/10 on Tony. 25 seconds in. Lucas leading the field here down the back straight. Lucas going 14-9. We got Jordan at 14-7, Tony 14-7, Brian 14-7. Oh, trouble up front, trouble up front. 45 seconds in. Got Jordan Rabar to the top spot. He was your round number 1 TQ. 1 minute down, 7 minutes to go. Jordan Rabar out front. Half a second ahead of Lucas. Lucas 1.4 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1.3 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.1 ahead of Cole. Cole 0.6 ahead of Omar. Omar 1.3 ahead of Tony. Careful on the back straight. That is clear, I believe. Got minute 20 down, 6:40 to go. Jordan now 2.3 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 0.9 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.6 ahead of Cole. Cole 0.6 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.3 ahead of Omar. And Omar 1.5 ahead of Tony. We got a minute 40 down, 6:20 to go. So Jordan 2.2 ahead of Kevin at this stage. Oh, a little trouble for Lucas there. Jordan this time around, clocking in 2.1 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1 second ahead of Cole. Cole 1.9 ahead of Brian. Brian half a second up on Omar. Omar 2 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 1 ahead of Tony. The man on the move right now, Cole Wilson, cutting through the field like a hot knife through butter. That's on by a 14-0 for Wilson. Wilson having a little bit of a rough opening minute, but rebounding nicely since then. We got 5:30 to go. Drivers 2:30 in, 5:30 left. Ooh. 5:20 to go. Right now, Jordan 2.1 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1.1 ahead of Cole. Cole 2 seconds ahead of Brian. Brian 1 second ahead of Omar. Omar 0.8 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 1 second ahead of Tony. All right, folks, we're coming up on 3 minutes down and 5 minutes to go. All right, folks, this is the penultimate race of the night, which is a fancy word for second to last. After this, we still got a truck main event. See, we're saving the best for last. 3:25 down, 4:35 to go. Jordan Rivera out front, 2.2 ahead of Cole. Cole, half a second ahead of Kevin. Kevin, 2.6 ahead of Brian. Brian, 2.1 ahead of Lucas. Lucas, half a second up on Omar. And Omar, half a second ahead of Tony. So, battle to get into the top 5 is the hottest battle on track right now. Lucas, Omar, Tony. All right, drivers, we are just about halfway. We are now 4 minutes down. 4 minutes to go. All right, 3:50 remains. Jordan, half a second ahead of Cole. Cole, 1.9 ahead of Kevin. Kevin, 2.6 ahead of Brian. Brian, 1.7 ahead of Lucas. Lucas, 0.8 ahead of Omar. Omar, 1 second ahead of Tony. And Cole Wilson is closing. Gap down to 3:10. Oh, Jordan off trajectory. He was feeling the pressure. So Cole Wilson out front. Rivera back to the 2. Allen right there on his bumper in the 3 spot. Got BG about 2 seconds up the road. 3:15 remains. Right now it is Cole, Jordan, Kevin, Brian, Lucas, Omar, Tony. 5 minutes down, 3 minutes long. All right, Jordan going 14-2 that time by. So Cole currently 2.1 ahead of Jordan. Jordan is just 0.6 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.7 ahead of Brian. Brian 3.4 ahead of Omar. Omar 1.1 ahead of Tony. Tony 0.5 ahead of Lucas. Got 2:30 to go, drivers. Wow, there we go. Cole Wilson, 13-9. 2:15 remains, drivers. And Cole back in that 13-9 up with the 14-1. He is now 3.3 ahead of Jordan. Jordan is 0.9 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 3 ahead of Brian. This time by the stripe, got Brian 4 seconds ahead of Omar. Omar 0.4 ahead of Tony. And Tony 0.2 ahead of Lucas. Wow, Cole Wilson 13-8. That lap was great. Minute 45 to go, drivers. All right, looks like Cole Wilson saving that good run for the main event. I'm always a little bit worried if I have 2 good qualifiers. I'm afraid I peaked early. Cole Wilson peaking at just the right time. Minute 20 to go, drivers. Good teamwork, guys. Minute 15 to go. Cole, Kevin, Jordan, Brian, Lucas, Tony, Omar. Cole currently 6 seconds up on Kevin. Kevin 2 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.6 ahead of Brian. 7 minutes in. Got Brian 6 seconds ahead of Lucas. Lucas 1.7 ahead of Tony. Tony 0.4 ahead of Omar. Got 50 seconds to go. Wilson another 13-8 that time around. 40 seconds remaining. 30 seconds to go. 20 seconds remain. This is foul right now. Give you Lucas and Tony about a second apart. Yeah, 10 seconds remaining. All right, folks, race to the line. All right, that'll be a race. It's going to be Cole Wilson taking down the W. Kevin Allen in the 2 and Jordan Rivera rounding out the podium. The rest of the order will be Brian, Lucas, Tony, and Omar. All right, folks, up next is Truck. T-R-U-C-K. All right, this one will be Brian, Jordan, Art, Patrick, and George. All right, podium going to be Cole, Kevin, Jordan. All right, I'm going to need turn marshals if I can get my drivers from the last group. Truck, you guys are up. Truck's up. All right, let's see, everybody's checked in. I'm going to need a marshal in front of the driver's stand. Turn marshals should be Cole, Kevin, Jordan, Brian. We'll go back to backs. You guys want 6 or 8? Art spoken. Oh, need a little help up front, I think. All right, grid is going to be Brian on the 1, Jordan 2, R3, Patrick 4, and George 5. Oh boy. Just kidding. Oh man. Okay. Grid set. Drivers ready. We're going racing in less than 5. That's what we call a super short town. Oh, BG. So it's going to be Jordan taking the early lead, Cardinal in the 2, followed by Gross, Brill, and Laxon. All right, Jordan out front, 14.8 that time by. He is 1.5 ahead of Art. Art 1.4 ahead of Brian, Brian 1.8 ahead of Patrick, Patrick 0.8 ahead of George. All right, we're 45 seconds in, 7:15 remaining. All right, we got BG closing in on that second place truck. They are making their way down the back straight. Art Cardinale versus Brian Gross making their way over that first double. We got a minute 15 down, 6:45 remaining. BG has the look. Whoa. Oh, dang. Back straight, back straight, back straight. Got a minute 35 down, 6:25 to go. So we got Jordan now with a 7-second lead. Got 2 minutes down, 6 minutes to go. We got Jordan Rivera coming up on some traffic here. 6.8-second lead here. Got BG 2.1 ahead of Art 4.6 ahead of George. And this time by George, 3 seconds up on Patrick. Got 5:35 to go. Careful on the left. That's going to be your race leader going for a bobble. That's going to allow BG to close the gap substantially. 5:25 remains. Down the back straight they go. 0.7 now the gap. Got BG 3.5 ahead of Art. 7.8 ahead of George. George 2.8 ahead of Patrick. Got 5:10 to go, drivers. Oh, careful on the back straight. Careful on the back straight. $4.55 remains. So Jordan taking it back. Now Jordan 3.6 ahead of BG. BG 1.2 ahead of Art. Art 9 ahead of George. George 6 ahead of Patrick. All right, we got 4:35 to go, drivers. Jordan, Brian, Art, George, and Patrick, your full running order. All right, folks, we got 3:45 down, 4:15 remaining. A little bobble there from George. Sorry, from Jordan. Trying to allow BG to close the gap. 2.1 now the distance between those two trucks. Brian 2.3 ahead of Art. Art a lap up on George. George 3.5 ahead of Patrick. Got 3:50 to go, drivers. 3:50 remaining. All right, 4:25 down, 3:35 remaining. Rivera 1.5 ahead of Gross. Gross 3 ahead of Cardinale. And we got Laxton just 1/10 ahead of Brill. They got their own battle going down here. 3:15 to go, drivers. All right, just over 3 minutes to go. 5 down, 3 remain. Got Gross going 14.6 that time by. I'll put him 0.6 off of Rivera's back bumper. Got 2:50 to go. Race leader's getting closer and closer.